What's up, Mafia? The Eagles rookie class just hit the practice field for the first time, and I'm telling you right now, number 9 is back in midnight green. Makai Lemon, Eli Stowers, Markeel Bell, or Greenard. They all showed up, and things got interesting real fast. On top of that, Mannion was finally on the field coaching, AJ Brown pulled up to the NovaCare complex, and Jonathan Greenard is already going crazy over a guy who has never played a single snap of football in his entire life. Rookie minicamp is underway, and this is everything that you need to know. So, let's get it mixing. Let's start with the biggest story coming out of rookies minicamp. And no, it's not just about what Makai Lemon did on the field. The Philadelphia Eagles gave Makai Lemon the number 9 jersey. That number's been locked up ever since Nick Foles left Philadelphia after the 2018 season. It's been 7 years, and other players have asked to wear that number. They got told no. Even Josh Sweat. He wore the number 94 for 4 seasons. Even he wanted the number 9, but he was told that number was off limits. And then Makai Lemon gets drafted, and Nick Foles personally calls him on the phone and gave him his blessing to wear his old number.
Talked to him on the phone. He wanted to, to pass that number over. Wanted to speak to me on the phone before, anybody else, told me. So I appreciate him, and hopefully I can meet him soon. I appreciate him so much. I definitely cherish that, so much, and I represent the 9 well, wearing it, represented the team well. So I'm just super excited to get that number for sure.
He passed the number down before anyone else even told Lemon that number was available. On top of that, ESPN's Ben Slovic was already out there saying Eagles fans might want to gear up for Lemon possibly being the Offensive Rookie of the Year. And yes, it's a long shot, but Slovic's point was simple. If Makai Lemon does explode, the payout will be real. Now, what did he actually look like on the field? Smooth, quick feet, sharp out of his brakes. And the separation he gets at the top of the routes at full speed, that's not something that you can teach. That's instinct. Mannion was asked about Makai Lemon, and he said Lemon is a natural separator. Strong hands, good play speed, great yards after the catch. And his instincts are the kind you can't coach into someone. In 2005 at USC, Lemon had 502 yards after the catch with 21 forced missed tackles. Lincoln Riley, Lemon's old college head coach, actually showed up to the NovaCare complex to visit Jalen Hurts, and Riley reportedly set up a group text to introduce Hurts and Lemon. He said, knowing them both, that the potential for big plays together is really high. Now let's talk Eli Stowers, and he came in with some history attached to his number also. Stowers landed the number 87, Brent Celek's old number, a number worn by Travis Kelce and by Rob Gronkowski. And if he lives up to any of their potential, he has a bright future ahead of him. The one dig on Stowers coming into camp was blocking, and everyone's been saying it. He's got a smaller frame. Can he move a defensive end at the NFL level? Here's what I'll say. The Eagles had him doing blocking drills on day 1. They're not hiding from it. And Stowers said it himself. It's not about unwillingness. He wants the block. He said the will is there. It's the technique and the reps. Muscle memory. And it all takes time.
Moving from quarterback and getting into blocking is just new. It's really new, because quarterbacks don't are never asked to block, and so it's just something that's new, and you have to just learn the technique. I think that was not necessarily a hurdle, but the thing that you just have to learn the most is you really got to get your technique down, and a lot of it is reps, and so you get the muscle memory down. And then the other side of it is just the will to want to block, and I have that, and I want to be the best blocker that I can be. From that point, it's just learning my techniques and really practicing it.
Just go and look at the scout report coming out of college for Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz. Every single one of them had a line in their profile about inconsistent blocking, and they both figured it out. Stowers is a second-round draft pick. He converted from quarterback to tight end and became one of the best tight ends in the country in under 3 years. The work ethic is not a question. He also talked about Mannion. He said that his offense is going to be powerful, and that he can already tell it's going to be a really good scheme.
These are going to be really good for this program. He's a really smart mind. Just learning the offense in the few days that I have, I can tell that it's going to be a really good scheme, and that we're going to be able to make some really good plays, and our offense is going to be powerful because of him. And so I'm really excited to work with him.
And coming from a guy who just started learning the playbook, that's really saying something. Now, this is one that everyone has been watching. Greenard, 6'4", 300 plus pounds, ran a 4.64 at the combine. The Eagles took him in the 7th round of the NFL draft, and he had never played organized football in his life before this week. His first ever football practice was an NFL practice. And yeah, he looked raw. There were moments where you could tell his body hadn't done those movements before. But that's the point. This is day one of a long process, and Howie Roseman said it himself after the draft. There's not a better organization for Bernard to be at right now.
Take Bernard.
Defensive line coach Clint Hurt was working directly with Bernard throughout the entire day. Howie Roseman and owner Jeffrey Lurie were both on the field watching Bernard's drill work personally on day one. And the comparison everyone's been making is Jordan Mailata. Jordan Mailata showed up to the Eagles and looked completely lost on the football field. Within 2 to 3 months with Jeff Stoutland, he was completely different. He's now one of the best left tackles in the NFL. And then Jonathan Greenard went on Chris Long's Green Light podcast and completely lost it when talking about War Bernard.
You are Bernard, kid. Have you seen this guy?
Bro, I'm not surprised. Like, so my best friend's Nigerian, and I remember sending him the video, and I'm like, what's going on here? Like, well, how are y'all continuously putting out builds like this? Like, it's like a factory of builds that y'all have. Like, my buddy's kind of built similar, and he was like kind of the same way Uar was when he first, like, I seen a picture in 24 when he didn't look as big, but the frame was there. Yeah. And I'm just like, listen, when I seen a new picture, I said, bro, this guy, and for him to run a 4.6 at 300 pounds.
They put his measurables next to Myles Garrett, and it actually usually I'd be like, yeah, that's stupid, but they were the same. And obviously the guy's a blank slate, blank canvas, but Howie's done this before with Jordan Mailata, and that's what made me think of it was Jordan. I remember draft weekend sitting watching TV, finding out we're drafting this kid who's never played football before, and then having to 2 days later rush him. He wasn't very good his first day, but within 2-3 months with Stout, he was incredible. And I feel like there's less to learn on the defensive line than offensive line. Like, so this kid shows up. What's the first pass rush move you're going to try to sell teaching him?
I'm going to try to tell him bull.
There we go. I love it, dude.
Bernard also got to experience Philadelphia this week. He was at the 76ers Game 6 on Thursday. He met Joel Embiid and fellow Nigerian Ati Gilmore. Welcome to the city, big fella. Now let's talk about Markeel Bell. 3rd round pick out of Miami. 6'9", 346 pounds. And when you see him on film, those numbers don't do him justice. New offensive line coach Chris Cooper was working with Bell in drills on day one. And Chris Cooper's a big dude, and Bell absolutely towered over him. The knock on Bell coming in is that he's top heavy. He needs to stay lower, and his technique needs more polish. But the tools are there. And if Chris Cooper can develop him the same way that Stoutland developed Jordan Mailata, the right tackle spot is locked up for the next decade once Lane Johnson eventually moves on. Now, big news. Sean Mannion was actually on the field. And for a lot of Eagles fans, just seeing him out there coaching was a big deal. We've heard about this new offense for months. The McVay system, the short passing game, getting the ball out fast, using speed and space, and seeing Mannion command the practice, working with the quarterbacks, working with the receivers, it felt real for the first time. One detail that stood out to me was that Mannion put a GoPro camera on a quarterback's helmet during drills. A first-person view of what the quarterback actually sees. Reading the field in real time. It's a small ad, but it tells you something about how detailed Sean Mannion actually is. Cole Payton, the 7th round pick out of North Dakota, was the quarterback, getting those reps with Sean Mannion. Payton said that Sean Mannion is a smart mind, that the scheme is going to be powerful, and that he's excited to learn from a guy who actually played quarterback in the NFL. That's a different relationship than most guys get with their new offensive coordinator. So now we have to talk about A.J. Brown. It was reported that A.J. Brown was at the NovaCare complex on Friday. He stopped by to visit people. He's in town this weekend for his football camp. And look, I already know what people are thinking. Does this actually mean something? Is A.J. Brown coming back? In my opinion, after the draft, that's very unlikely. Here's what we know. ESPN Jeremy Fowler reported on this last week. There's no firm agreement in place between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New England Patriots. A source close to the situation said New England has nothing binding right now with the Philadelphia Eagles. Could there be an understanding? Fowler said there certainly could, but nothing is official. The Bleacher Report has the Rams and the Chiefs also getting aggressive in the trade market for A.J. Brown. Howie Roseman publicly said that there's no deal, no handshake, and that A.J. Brown is the Eagle right now. That's Howie Roseman keeping the door open for every team to come out and bid. So where are the Eagles right now? A month ago, it felt like everything was falling apart. The A.J. Brown drama, the offense looking stale, questions about Jalen Hurts, questions about the coaching staff, and now, You walk into rookie minicamp, and you've got number 9 on the field for the first time in 7 years. A tight end who converted from quarterback, already working on blocking drills. A 300-pound Nigerian, learning to play football for the first time. And an entire organization surrounding him, like they believe in the process. And Sean Mannion is finally out there coaching. Not in the meeting room, and not in a press conference. Finally on the field. The team is rebuilding its identity in real time. And right now, it's trending in the right direction. We've got OTAs coming later in the month, and mandatory minicamp right after that. And then training camp begins. And by the time we get to August, this roster is going to look a lot clearer. But right now, in this moment, the rookie minicamp told us a few things. Makai Lemon is smooth, and he's ready to work. Stowers knows what he needs to fix, and he's not running from it. Bell is locked in. Or Greenard is a big project, but he's the Eagles project. And Sean Mannion is finally putting his fingerprints on this new Eagles offense. So here's the question I'll leave you with, and I want to hear from you in the comment section. Is having number 9 back on the field the signal that you needed to know that a new era has officially started in Philadelphia? Drop it in the comment section below, because I want to know if you see what I see. And if you're new here, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I drop Eagles content every time something worth talking about happens. And right now, that's basically every single day. Hit that like button if you're already locked into this Eagles offseason. It takes 2 seconds and it really helps the channel grow. And once again, I've been Brother Shy, and this has been the Midnight Green Mafia.